Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Indy segment of the Wrestling Realm. I'm joined here with my co-host, Mr. Brandon Guy, you know me, Mr. Main Event Brian Wars, and we are joined by the King of Dundalk, Derek Frazier. Derek, thanks for coming on, coming into the realm.
No problem.
So, Derek, you know, we just off the heels of the Shamrock Memorial Cup. How is it to be back in the MCW arena?
You know, it's been 4 years since I've been to MCW. And it felt pretty good. You know, it was a split crowd. Some love me, some hate me. It really doesn't matter. I just go out and do my job, you know. And it was fun being back in the ring at MCW, you know.
The women want to be with you. The men want to be you. The kids want to be like you. What can we say? You know, I remember, you know, being in there and the crowd popped as soon as I heard the music. Derek Frazier was getting ready to come out. You know, it's obviously, like I said, one of my favorite times, you know, being able to see you.
Because I know, I always say, the independent scene is the alpha and omega of professional wrestling. It's where you begin, and sometimes you even come back to it at the end of your career. How is it that you can wrestle guys like the names of AJ Styles, you can wrestle guys like Chris Saban, Alex Shelley, and these guys that are in the big scene, and is your family, is that part of the reason that you're not in the big scene, or is it you're okay with just being the independent circuit? Are you okay with just being the alpha and never getting to the TNA and the WWE? What's your take on that? Or what do you feel like when guys do that? Does it hurt or does it hinder them?
You know, honestly, you know, fortunately, you know, these guys, they jumped up big, you know. When I started wrestling, you know, only wrestling in Maryland. That's how I thought I was trained, just to wrestle in one spot. Like I see a lot of these young guys now just wrestle in one state. But then, you know, after a year, I started traveling, going different places. You know, I made a name for myself, you know, back in 07. I was getting bigger. You know, I had WWE out looking at me. I had a couple of tryouts in 05 and 06, but unfortunately in 07, I blew my knee out, and I suffered that injury ever since, you know, 4 surgeries. You know, now I look at, you know, I'm 31, pushing 32, you know. If that opportunity came, you know, to go to WWE, I don't know if I'd take it or not, because I got 3 kids, you know, and a wife. You know, I can't just leave them and just change my life now. It was back when I started when I was 20 years old. I say, yeah.
And see, and that's my whole point. People don't understand that even though they always say wrestling's fake, wrestling's fake. I'll be honest, at the Shamrock Cup, I think I was the only person in the audience with a DF shirt on. And it was my markout moment because, as people may know, this is a good, close personal friend of mine. And
You
to
won't
see
give me
him,
a shirt.
no,
I've
it's a
been
classic.
asking
It's
you a shirt.
retro.
Get me one.
Nobody's gonna be able to get it. It's
So
one of a
what
kind.
Right.
So I have a Derek Frazier shirt on. A couple people saying, "Oh, why are you wearing that Derek Frazier shirt? Why is he wearing that? Where can I get one of those?" People want to see Derek Frazier, and I guess as a friend and as a fan, I always wanted to see Derek in TNA. I always wanted to see him in the WWE, and I understand. But some of the fans don't understand that, you know, sometimes we have obligations that we can't. But
Right.
if you go anywhere up and down the East Coast, and even some parts of Canada, they know who Derek Frazier is. You know, so even though he didn't make it there, he's still big enough that I can tell you right now, if you see any arena in Pennsylvania and Derek Frazier's on the cover, you're going to believe people are going to chant for him. Now, my next question for you is, how do you feel about being a heel or a good guy? Because it seems like sometimes you'll get the heel Derek Frazier, sometimes you'll get the good guy. What is Derek Frazier? Is he a heel or is he just a good guy? Which one is it?
Honestly, it's a little bit of both, you know. I am a cocky person sometimes, you know. I always try to be at the best of everything that I do in life, you know. As being a father, you know, I feel that's my #1 priority, you know, that's being the face. Going out, going to the crowd, you know, these people pay for money for entertainment. Wrestling ain't like it used to be where we went out and did 100 flips and everybody went crazy. I look at, you know, me just coming back in the last year, you know, the fans want to be entertained, the fans want to be messed with. So the only way doing that is being a heel, because you can go out there and you can flip somebody's hat off, knock their drink out. First reaction you're going to get, they hate you, you suck. Even if they don't know you when you come out at an arena or a show, you suck. Even if you're a face or a heel, you know. Going out as a face, you know, I feel kind of stupid sometimes, because it's like you can't really, there ain't no really reaction to mess with the people besides, yeah, come on, let's go, you know.
Right.
People don't want to do that. You know, people want to holler and scream at you. So in my personal opinion, you know, I love being a heel, because I like to go out, you know, take, like, lifetime, say you're pissed off at work, and, you know, you can't holler at your boss. You can't, you know, scream at them or say whatever you want. But when you're out there, you're a whole, you know, me, I'm a whole different person, so I can take any frustration I want out on these people, and you know something, I get paid for it. and the people love it. Regardless, at the end, they respect me because I'm doing my job to make them hate me. But after the show, they still come up and say, Derek, you did a great job.
But that's my thing. Do you think that the fans dictate? Because I've seen the heel Derek, and Derek will do things like knock your hat off, rip up your side, and they will still cheer for you. They will still say, let's go Derek. They'll still say Derek Frazier, regardless of how bad you are. Do you think it's just that the fans dictate what side of the card you play?
Yeah, they do. You know, especially, you know, you go out there and you try to be a face, and then they boo you when you're supposed to be a face. You know, they mess with their emotions because there's some fans that come to shows that don't know you, and there's fans that do know you. And, you know, for the people that don't know you, they don't know if they cheer you or boo you. So you're supposed to be a face, and the fans are booing you. These people are going to boo you, you know. So they dictate how, you know, it goes. Then you got fans that, you know, especially if you're going face-face, there's always going to be a face. Either they like you more or like you less than the other guy. So who are you going to boo? The less or the more? You're always going to boo the less.
So you wrestle guys like Alex Shelley, AJ Styles, Joey Mercury. I mean, the list goes on and on. People
Christian York.
Yeah, Christian York.
Josh Daniels. Ruckus. I mean, Jay Briscoe.
Who would you say you've had
Keep going.
your best matches with?
My best matches with? You know, honestly, probably I'll say Ruckus, you know.
Okay.
For the simple fact the man trained me, you know, 12 years ago. You know, homegrown, you know, we don't really have to call anything. We can go out and just do the match. You know, 95% of the time we have a 5-star match going out there, and we keep the people entertained. You know, the other guys, you know, it depends where I'm at and what happens. You know, if I say, for instance, you know, I'm wrestling AJ Styles, you got former TNA World Champ, you got Derek Frazier. You know, who's the people going to cheer for? Oh, well, I appreciate you giving me that kind. You know, I'm just saying. But, you know, it depends where you're at and what the fans feel that day. They can change on you in a heartbeat. That's how fans are these days.
And the reason I raised your hand, because regardless if you were TNA World Champion or EWA Heavyweight Champion or CZW Junior Heavyweight Champion, CZW Tag Team Champion, MCW Cruiserweight Champion multiple time, 2008 Shamrock Cup winner, you know, the thing that what people don't realize is that he has the championship and the accomplishment. GBW World Champion, I can't forget that as well. Right. You know, he's had a lot of accomplishments, so don't downgrade yourself just because you weren't the TNA World Champion. You know, but I say that to say Derek Frazier will hold titles, and Derek Frazier won't hold titles, but Derek Frazier still can be the main event. How do you keep that stigma? How do you keep yourself relevant if you aren't the champion?
You know, I just go out and try to do what the best I can for the fans. Like I said, it's all about entertaining now. Like, I look at wrestling compared to when I started in 2000 to 2012. It's done a whole change. Like I said, you had the flippy stuff, you know. Now it's, like I said, the fans want to be entertained, and that's my thing. You know, I can't get off the ground anymore with a bad leg, you know. So, you know, I'm about 80% healed, you know, with my leg and all, regardless. I've had all the surgeries, but I still don't have, my thing is the confidence to do what I used to do. That's what I'm worried about, you know. And I don't know, like I said, like all the titles, all the accomplishments I've done in wrestling, you know, it means a lot, but you know what means the most is going out there and entertaining the people. You know, regardless if, you know, I win a title, win a tournament, you know, whatever state I'm in, or if I was at TNA, you know, I don't even, or WWE, I don't even look for that as in the future anymore. You know, if they call me, they call me. They don't, they don't. That's how I look at it.
So how is your family able to deal with, you know, the success of Derek Frazier? You know, you walk out, obviously walk around Dundalk, you walk around Baltimore, Philadelphia, and then somebody see you, you know, you just out, you know, regular person having, you know, having dinner with
I'm
your
normal,
family.
just like the rest of you guys.
And then somebody comes up to you, you know, how do they deal with it? Is it excitement for the kids, or do they get annoyed with it?
Well, you know, kids think it's funny. My wife thinks it's funny, but after a while, gets, you know, I'm not annoyed, but she gets a little annoyed. Like, say if we're out eating, say somebody's there working, and they're like, "Oh, how you doing, Derek?" And they start asking me questions. "Oh, I've seen you at this match. You know, I've seen you at this match. You know, it was a great match. You know, when's RCW coming? How's RCW? And what do you got booked? Right. You know, when you wrestle on MCW again or CZW, whatever company. You know, it's always a bunch different questions. You know, and I try to be as polite as I can to the people and all. You know, most of the time, you know, I'll talk to them. You know, then once they walk away, she's like, you know, not rude, but she's like, well, can you talk to him after we ate? You know, now your food's cold. Well, I don't want to be ignorant and say, hey, get away.
Right.
But, you know, the kids think it's funny. The kids don't. They just laugh and shake it off and really don't say nothing much about it, you know.
You ever think maybe they'll wrestle one day?
No.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know, they don't really watch it on TV.
Okay.
You know, they'll come, like if I'm local, they'll come watch me,
Mm-hmm.
you know, go out there. You know, sometimes, you know, the last couple of months I've been taking them with me, different shows. You know, they have a good time going and all, but it ain't like, hey, I want to go home and watch WWE or TNA, you know, unless I tell them, like, one of my friends are on TNA doing something, you know, then they'll sit down and watch it, you know, but other than that, you know, they're more worried about playing video games.
Now, the last question I got for you, well, it's more, I want to do a cutscene. We're going to actually show you a clip of, it was back in 2006 when MCW made their return. One of their return matches was Derek Frazier versus Ruckus. If you just watch the first minute of it, to you is, how did you feel in 2006 being at the Shamrock Cup to 2012 being at the Shamrock Cup, knowing that you were fighting for a shot in it? Did it motivate you more, or did you do things to say, okay, I'm going towards the WrestleMania realm, and what are some of the things that you did to get prepared for that? You know, was it the same in 2006 that it is in 2012 since the dynamics have changed so much, or what are some of the things that you've done?
I'll say back in 2006, you know, what it was shocking, the opportunity to be in MCW, because it was the first time MCW was coming back. I never was in the old MCW, and to go into that first match and change the quote, it was me and Riker versus Ruckus and Keenan Creed. Then it was an elimination match.
Oh, so with the highlight, but it was just y'all two.
Right.
Yeah,
well,
okay.
You know, I did win the Cruiserweight title. I was the first Cruiserweight champ coming back when MCW came back.
Thank you.
And got right into the finals of the Shamrock. But unfortunately in 2006, you know, I was supposed to be straight into the Shamrock, but I wound up had to defend my title against Reckless Youth and Altar Boy Luke, if you remember. And I beat him, went into the finals. Unfortunately, I lost to Ruckus, you know. And the thing is, you know, win or lose, you know, I'm happy either way. You know, that's my boy. You know, came down to me and him. We tore the house down, like you remember. You know, going into 2012, you know, you got to think I was 6 years younger. I didn't have a hurt leg. You know, not saying it's hurt now, but I didn't wear a big bulky brace. You know, I was in shape. I was training, cardio. You know, coming into 2012, you know, I cut out smoking, cut back, you know, cut out drinking. I started, you know, working out, you know, as much as I can. You know, not going to the gym because taking care of the kids and trying to bring my company back as RCW. So I was happy going into 2012. It felt good, you know, after 4 years not being there. Okay. You know, and like I said, I go in, I lost again to Ruckus in the Shamrock. So I'm 0 for 2 against them in the Shamrock. So hopefully next year, Shamrock 2013.
That'll be the year Derek Frazier.
That's the year I take Ruckus out.
Anything you want to plug out there, maybe your Twitter or Facebook? Or?
Alright.
Please don't hit this man up on Facebook. It takes him 6 days to get back to you.
You're right. I'm a little slow on things. I got 100 things going on.
His wife will respond. Mrs.
Right.
Frazier will respond to you fast.
Here we go.
So she's his, like his, you know, she's his booking agent. So if you need Derek Frazier for anything,
Right.
you want him to do commentary, you want him to wrestle, contact Mrs. Frazier.
Birthday parties, you know. I'll show up in a clown suit, whatever you want me to do. But here you go. Final thoughts. What's this, Jerry Springer? Final thoughts?
Mr. Main Event. No, okay.
Final thoughts. Infomercial. Billy Mays here. We got RCW, October 6th. Come out, check us out. Follow us on RealChampionshipWrestling.com. Hit us up on Facebook. Like us. Hit us up on Twitter. Follow us. Here we go. October 6th. We got a great show coming. Reloaded. Check us out. Guys, I appreciate everything.
Thanks, Derek.
No problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, Derek Frazier. You know, so long, everyone.